I want to look this way.
I beg no the wine, girl. Yeah,
That's how the spirit.
oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So
I do like the look. I'm just a little jealous, I think, is what is happening here.
you wish you were me,
Exactly.
but I actually wish
100%.
I were you, because I want to look this way.
I beg no the wine, girl.
See, the funny thing is that you would think that I actually don't feel very comfortable in this.
Are you
You
serious?
think that I feel very comfortable in this, but I wish I was wearing what you're wearing.
Yeah.
And then
Nah, black is my comfort zone.
you never know. You never know.
If I'm going to speak at an event or travel or
Yeah.
it's always black, like all black.
Do you have like some sort of spiritual connection to black or what? I need to.
It's just easy. It's convenient. I like black.
Okay.
I just started introducing color into my life like last year.
After you got married.
Yes, after I got
So we can say, so that's what women do. Like they bring color into our life. All right. Oh my goodness. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
I really appreciate it's
honored to be here.
Yeah. I've been thinking about how important creativity is. I recently found something in the book of Zechariah. I feel like Zechariah is not a book you would normally just go to and say, oh, I want to read my Bible today and I'll just open to Zechariah, except maybe you have like a special needing to go and read it. I think it's in chapter 1 verse 18 or so. So Judah, there was like crisis, right? Horns have been erected against Judah, and I think they prayed to God. The prophet prayed to God, and God sent 4 craftsmen, which is very interesting because God can literally just decide that, oh, I want to stop this, like just put an end to it or just do something else. But he sent 4 craftsmen, and to me, I feel like craftsmen is a symbol of creativity. And these craftsmen are supposed to spread themselves across like the 4 corners of the city and do whatever it is they want to do. I don't know what it is, but it's just the fact that God would choose to send 4 craftsmen. So where am I going with this? I think creation has not ended, and we are co-creators in the epic story of the world. God is using our creativity to carry out his creation plan. That's how important creativity is to I feel like that's how important creativity is. So for you, as a person, as a creator, how much do you honor this? Like, do you just feel, because it's very easy for you to just I'm a crazy person, and like, do you ever pause to say, this is divine, it's not ordinary that I'm able to do all of this? Do you ever feel that way?
For sure. I don't think I ever have to pause. I think it's my default state, quite honestly. Just thinking about the word creator itself, just the fact that that's something we call ourselves. And until recently, it was a word that was only associated with God, you know. But now it's something that denotes making stuff in the real world. It's a position that I'm so honored to hold, but I also don't hold too tightly like I'm the chosen one who has this title. I believe that everyone is a creator. And it influences how I spread my message into the world, believing that everyone is a creator. I believe that if there's something that exists now in the world and yesterday it didn't exist, but now it's out in the world because you made it, you gave it life, you gave it voice, you're a creator. Whether that's an app, or it's a business you've started, or it's a film you're putting out into the world, or, you know, I don't want us to allow content creators to monopolize the word. But everyone who's an artist, and even if you're not an artist, you're a mathematician, you're a scientist, you're coming up with any kind of solution, I believe that you are a creator, you're making something out of nothing. So, one, yes, I do feel honored, and it's something that I view as a privilege in a lot of ways, that I'm graced, a position I'm graced to hold. And I'm always trying to not just hold that position with honor, but also help other people do the same.
To do this, and that makes a lot of sense. And in a way, it positions you as a leader, because whether you like it or not, you are a leader of a movement. I feel like a lot of people saw your content, saw what you're doing, and they decided, I think I can do this too.
Yeah, and that's what I want,
Yeah.
people to
That's
see. And that's not something that started with me. It's also the heart of Jesus. When he was going to leave, he told his disciples, greater things than these
You will.
shall you do, and he empowered them. He didn't just say that and leave them.
Yeah.
He also gave them the Holy Spirit to empower them to make sure it happens. So you won't have any excuse and say, oh, Jesus isn't here anymore.
Yeah.
He gave them his spirit
Right.
to help them make it happen. So I strongly believe that possibility, of course, not in the same way, but I believe that that sense of possibility is transferable also.
Yeah.
From the work I do, from the way I speak, from the way my ethos is communicated, my philosophies, my perspective. I believe someone can just by observation see that and like contact something that can help them on their own journey.
That makes a lot of sense. And what we're currently doing as creators is, I feel like, is multi-generational. And what do I mean? I was watching the documentary one time. It's about the monarch butterflies, and they do this multi-generational migration from Mexico to Canada twice every year. So the first 6 months they migrate from Mexico to Canada, and the last 6 months of the year they go back to Mexico from Canada, and it takes them 4 generations to complete the migration.
Wow.
So one generation starts, they maybe they stop at, I don't know, where Cuba or wherever it is, and then the next generation takes it and all of that. And I feel like before the pandemic, we didn't really know about, the world has not like come to light about content creation, and just, I don't know when it became so a thing like that. And where you're currently at, there's a future to it. Think about 10 years from now. You think something is going to change 20 years, 30 years? Because I feel like, you're a leader of a community. Yeah. Where,
of course, a lot is going to change in that long a period of time. And like what you said about 2020, for example, so many things shifted around 2020 because everybody had to be at home. Right. So content creation was something that it requires a lot of time. It's time consuming, and a lot of regular people just did not have the time to do stuff like that. But when all of us were stuck at home, then a lot of people, or more people I should say, now felt like, oh, I can even try this thing, and a lot of people's careers started out from 2020. So in 2020, we couldn't have predicted everything that's happened now.
Yeah, true.
In just 6 years, I see one joke online, like, cracks me up. People say I would have been rich right now, but I was too ashamed to dance in 2020. I was too ashamed to dance on TikTok, because on one hand they're kidding and it's funny, but really some people's lives changed, and just never remained the same again from then on. But yeah, I'm always looking to the future. If nothing is going to change or nothing is going to become better, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
So there is a bet, in a sense, there's a bet that I'm taking on the trajectory that working in social media has had up to this point. And I want to be a part of the shifts that happen, going forward. Right now, I think the season I'm in is just constantly trying to replicate myself in other people.
Other people. Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, like everything I know, I want to teach someone else. All the parts of the journey that took me a long time, I want to find a way to shorten that journey for someone else coming after me. It's what I'm doing with my work, it's what I'm doing with my posts, it's what I'm doing with, the podcast that we have. All of those things are geared toward shortening the journey for creators coming after.
Which makes a lot of sense, because like, you living is like handing a backpack to the next person. The next person hands it to the next person. Right?
Yeah, except I'm not handing it over like I'm still in Yale.
You're still in the game. Right. But do you, as a leader, do you feel the pressure to be something? Like, because there are a lot of people looking up to you. Because, this guy is like up there and I want you, I think. Do you feel any pressure like, you need to constantly push boundaries so that these people so that they don't overtake me.
Yeah.
Do you feel that pressure?
I push boundaries because of my nature, not because of discomfort with what's happening around me.
Right.
So I will push boundaries because that's who I am. I will never go into anything because, oh my gosh, other people are growing so fast. No, I have people that went through my classes in 2019, 2020 who have millions of followers now.
Whoa.
You know, that I don't see it as you've overtaken me. I see it as you've grown. Like, that's your own path. You know, I don't need to be in that path to make a lot of money. I don't need to be in that path to feel fulfilled. You know, I'm still doing very well for myself where I am. So I'm never really thinking about it in terms of, if I don't do this, then someone is going to overtake me. Because there are times when I have to rest. There are times when I have to take a break or not go as hard as I normally am going. But yes, I am one to push boundaries, generally speaking, because I became a full-time content creator in 2019.
Right.
That was when it wasn't cool to say I'm a content creator. You know, people would ask you, what's your real job? You know, where's your office? You know, and you're just like, I'm a content creator. Now it's cooler. You know, there's people who even say I'm a podcaster. You know what I mean? You know, but back then it was just like, what, are you wasting your life? What do you mean?
What are you doing?
Yeah, so I have been taking the unpopular path since then, you know, and it's been known to pay off. And when I say pay off, I don't just mean financially, but just being ahead of the curve, you know. And again, by ahead of the curve, I don't mean, oh, I had the highest number of followers. It means like I'm seeing what people are not seeing, you know, and just knowing how to position and also how to advise people to position. I think that's just the position I've always taken. Even before I became a content creator, honestly, just being who I am, like just being a curious person, someone who's always reading, someone's always wanting to learn more about the industry that I'm in. I end up being ahead. That's one reason. Second reason is because I always know I want to teach. If you can't teach if you're not grounded. You expose every time you open your mouth to teach without being grounded, you expose how ignorant you are without knowing. You know, I mean, we've all seen people do this and they think they're making sense, but everybody can just be like, if you probably should stop talking. I never want to be that guy. That would be my greatest shame. Not even something like not getting millions of followers or not making millions of dollars. That would be my greatest shame, is that my first duty, the first thing I feel as my duty, which is to teach, I'm unable to perform it well. I will always invest in whatever allows me to do that to the best of my ability.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And there's also the pressure of being an imposter. I don't know. I feel like it never leaves.
What?
Like the old concept of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Being a leader, because a lot of people see you as, oh, this guy is up there. A lot of people look up to you. But you still have times where maybe you want to, like, you have a speaking engagement or like you feel nervous, like, can I really do this? Am I really mess this up? Nobody knows what goes on in your mind.
Of course.
Yeah, they just see you as, oh, this guy is a confident guy. He's gonna okay, but you have that.
Yeah, imposter syndrome is a universal problem. And I mean, it's the nature of the problems we have to isolate us and make us feel like nobody else has ever experienced it.
Yeah.
Right? But I want everyone watching this to know that imposter syndrome is a universal problem. Everyone has experienced, everyone who has some level of success has experienced it. I think we should even define what's imposter syndrome, because there's somebody who doesn't know what it is. Imposter syndrome is where you feel like a fraud a lot of the time, even though there is proof of your competence. There's public proof of your competence. There's other people who believe in you. So, for example, you've gotten invited to speak at an event because you are competent. Everyone believes that you have value to offer. But you come to events, you see the other speakers and feel like, I don't belong here. Like, I don't think I've done the work that allows me to deserve being here. That's imposter syndrome. and it's different from self-doubt. Some people have self-doubts. Like if you have self-doubt because you've never done anything, like you're just straight out of school, that's not imposter syndrome. You just have self-doubt. Imposter syndrome requires you to have achieved something, but feel like you don't deserve that achievement, or that achievement happened by luck. And one day everybody's going to find out that you don't really know what you're doing. That's something that never goes away. But what I always tell people is life is a succession of problems. Yeah. And the eradication of one problem always introduces a new problem. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I understand that.
You know, if you're broke, you have money problems. If you suddenly become rich, you also have money problems, but a different kind. You know, if you hate being single because you don't have a partner, when you do get a partner, now you're sharing your life with somebody. It's a beautiful thing, but now
it comes with new
can't.
challenges.
It comes with new challenges. There's money you have to spend that you're not spending before. There's now somebody, you can't just stand up and travel somewhere. You have to tell somebody, you know, and your partner might say, well, I don't want you to travel. What do you do in this situation? So now you're sharing your life with somebody. That's a new problem. The point I'm trying to make is problems never really go away. So what we can always do is try to improve the quality of our problems. That way, you're able to look back 5 years ago, like when you're having a terrible day, like work is really stressing you, you're able to look back 5 years ago and say the problem, and ask yourself, the problems I have now and the problems I had then, which one do I prefer? And if you prefer the problems you have now, then you don't have anything to worry about, because you have improved the quality of your problems. You've not eradicated problems from your life, but you've improved the quality of your problems. Now, where am I going with this? If you've gotten to a point in your life where you have imposter syndrome, you have a high quality problem.
Right.
So it should make you happy. It should make you feel like I'm growing. It means you're growing. It means you're entering into uncharted territory. It means you're doing things that you didn't think you could do.
Right.
You're pushing yourself beyond boundaries to the point where your nervous system is screaming at you that we can't do this. So that should make you happy. A lot of times, imposter syndrome is also a pointer to areas where we need to work on. You know, so for example, if you're speaking at an event, sorry, I used that example before, but I'll just use it again. If you're speaking at an event and you feel like, oh, I don't belong here, or it pushes you to do your best at the event. So you need to go and learn how to speak, learn how to interact with other speakers, learn how to get clips from the event, learn how to get feedback from the organizers, from the audience, so that after the event, you are reassured that I did my best. Do you understand? You hear it from other people, it reassures you. I keep a folder on my phone that I call Praise File. Every time someone sends me something that makes me feel good about myself, I take a screenshot and put it there, because sometimes I forget that me too, I'm good. No matter how good you are, sometimes you will forget. Like, you have a bad day, or you have some bad clients feedback, and it will just throw you into a wrench. Like, well, what am I even doing? I don't even deserve to be in this job. So I go to that place and remind myself that no, I actually do great work. A lot of people have confirmed it in the past, and I shouldn't listen to my bad thoughts I'm having at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday night. Maybe I just haven't eaten. So that's
very important. It makes a lot of sense. So there's this thing I do where I've been working on something on a novel for about 5 to 6 years now, and I find myself pulling back from putting it out to the world, because when I started writing it, one of the things I wanted to achieve is I don't want it to be local, right? Because I feel like if your creativity only speak here, your community, like your immediate community, maybe it's not as strong. And my Bible, maybe it's not strong enough. It's the same way where they say if the gospel you believe only works in Nigeria or you works in America, then it's not the true gospel. It has to work everywhere. So I'm thinking of a case where a random New Yorker, maybe seated on a subway, is able to pick it up and still relate to it, even though it's African literature,
Of course.
and this thing. And I'm still not able to put it out because I feel like something's still off. But every time I read it, I cannot drop it because I enjoy it so much. Yeah. So do I use myself as if I enjoy it so much, maybe someone else too is going to enjoy it that much?
First of all, your creativity is not the gospel.
Yeah, it's not the
So
gospel.
it doesn't have to,
Yeah.
first of all, I'll just say it doesn't have to translate to, and I understand the sentiment you have, like you
Yeah.
want it to be exportable, you
Yeah.
want anyone anywhere in the world to be able to
Yeah.
pick it up and feel like, okay, I can't relate to this experience, but there's a part of humanity, the
Yeah.
humanity of it that
Yeah.
I see in myself. I think that's possible. However, you're not going to know whether it will hit with people or not until you put it. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
However, now I know for sure that it's never going to hit with people because you're the only one reading it.
Yeah.
But you need to give it the chance
Yeah.
by putting it out,
Right.
you know. So you need to give it that chance. Work that we create and keep is like a gift you bought for someone and did not give them. So, like, I'm mostly speaking to content creators with my platform, but I'm always like, you need to let it go. Let me give you an illustration. And this doesn't apply directly to your book, just to be clear. But when you turn on a tap that hasn't been on in a very long time, what kind of water comes out?
So dirty water.
Yeah, it's dirty water. It's brown.
Yeah.
But you don't go, ew, dirty water, and turn it back off.
Yeah.
You leave it on because you know that when the dirty water flows,
something else gonna.
then clean water will come.
Yeah.
That's how every creative person needs to treat their ability to shape creative work. Sometimes the first thing that comes out, like when you wake up in the morning, may not be your best work, but you need to let it go so you make room for the best ones. So now, this book that you've been sitting on, it might be the best thing ever, and like once you release it, it will take off and go around the world. Or it may not. And then you will learn from that. Now you will know how not to write a book that you want to reach the world with. Or you'll find out that I don't want to reach the world. I want to write for only Nigerians. Or that there's one audience somewhere in Belize that loves my work. And you begin to produce for them. But all of this will not happen if the book is a manuscript. So the most important thing you can do with any idea is not to come up with the idea, is not to work on the idea, is to ship the idea. It's the most important thing you can do.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much, Salem. I really appreciate it.
Of course. My pleasure, man. This is great.
I think when the year started, on the 1st, after church, and I was on the phone with a writer friend, and I'm like, I think I don't just want to be a writer. Like, I want to do more with my life. What I'm currently doing, I want to do more. I don't want to be 40, and then I look back and think, oh, I should have done this. I should have done this. And I feel like a lot of people fall into playing small, trying to play safe because of the fear of criticism and not knowing how the world is going to receive them. Yeah. So I feel like, does it mean that we're trying to build our identity based on our acceptance? Or how do you navigate this as a creator? Not trying to getting out of the way. Because I think sometimes you need to just get out of the way. Let yourself just go.
100%. There's a quote by Lecrae I love. He says, if you live for their acceptance, you will die from their rejection.
Yeah.
And that's something I've held close to my heart since I was a teenager. And it's just helped me navigate the world better. You cannot live your life for what people will like. People don't know what they want. Do you understand? Like, it's the same people who welcomed Jesus into Jerusalem that said, crucify him.
Yeah.
It was not a vastly different crowd. It was like people would turn on you like this. Peter had promised Jesus, I will die for you. I will do this. You know, he was always doing over sabi. Jesus said me wash your feet. He said, no, you will bath me. Always like so. And then in just a few hours, 3 times, different people asked me, like, I know sabi the guy. Make a hear word. Leave me. I say, I know sabi. You know, just in a few hours, because that's how human beings are. And that's not like an indictment of Peter. It's an indication of how all of us are. So that's something you need to consider when you think about functioning as a creative in the world. Just the fact that people don't know what they want a lot of the time. And that fear, it never really goes away. But over time, we learn to perform in spite of it.
Right.
Everybody who you see like doing great things, doing the things that we admire, that we look at them and say, wow, this person really did groundbreaking stuff. It's not that they don't feel fear. It's that they've learned to do what needs to be done in spite of the fear they feel.
Yeah.
So they feel it and they do it anyway. That's all it is. It surprises people when I tell them that I don't enjoy making videos,
Okay.
which is crazy because it's my full-time
your
job,
thing,
right?
yeah.
But I love teaching. That's the only thing I love doing.
Right.
But the vehicle for it, which is video,
Right.
I do not enjoy any part of the process. I love coming up with a script, coming up with an idea, like thinking, this is how this will land, this is how I'll communicate this, from this paragraph, it will flow into this one. I love that so much. But once I have to sit down and record a video,
Right.
and then after recording that video, edit it, and after editing it, posting it,
Yeah. It's a lot.
I don't like it.
How
I
do
don't
you
like
wait
any
through
part
it?
of it. Because I'm focused on the goal. At the end of the day, I have an idea I need to put out into the world. What do I need to go through to put it? I need to make a video. So I go through it. And because I've done it at this point, I think I can say thousands of times at this point, because I've done it so many times. I now have shortcuts. I now know how to get myself up when I'm not feeling like it. I now know that sometimes I need to play loud music for like 10 minutes and like jump around to get my energy levels up. Because I'm also introverted. A lot of people don't know.
Right.
I'm introverted. I don't know how to interact with people very well. But with my videos, I have to get my energy levels up to sound alive in the videos. Because if I talk the way I talk, every normal day, it might be boring. So all of that is a mountain to climb, to just make one video happen. But when you've done it a couple times, there's a change. And the one thing I advise everyone to do is whatever it is you want to succeed at, do it over and over again for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
And I'll use videos as an example. This applies to everything, but I'm just going to use videos. If you're like, I'm not good at making content, so I'm not going to do it, but let me just start. Your first video is not going to be great. Right? Ask everybody here, everybody on the crew here, their first video. I'm sure they've deleted it where you can never ever find it because they are ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Your first video will be bad, your second, third, fourth, maybe even your 10th, right? But by the time you've done it 100 times, if you compare the first video to the 100th video, it will be a night and day difference. But you don't know the point at which that change happened. You don't know if it was in the 55th video or the 60th, or there's no way to know. The magic is in the repetition. The magic is in doing it over and over and over and over and over again. And then one day, you just realize, I'm so good at this thing. You get? That is the path of the creative. That is the path of the artist. Even whether this applies whether you're writing songs, whether you're doing a podcast, whether you're making films, whatever it is you're doing, just do it again and again and again and again and ship it. That part is very important. Ship it. Don't do it again and again. Ship it and hold it.
You have to ship it.
Yeah, you have to ship it. It has to go out for sure.
That makes sense. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.